having that belief level through the roof. Alright, so I'm going to tell my story a little bit. For the first 3 months, me and Anthony were doing home events, in my college dorm room, stuff like that. But after 3 months, I didn't really have much progress. I was actually still at bronze. Alright, now in my 4th month, I went from bronze to diamond. Alright, so what changed? Well, honestly, it was really my belief level. That was all it was. Alright, so, Chris Brown, my cross line, I learned a lot from him. One of the things that he said that really got me, I was watching a video of him and a couple other people, and he said, if you can't close, you yourself are not closed. Wow. Think about that for a second, right? If you can't close, you yourself are not closed. Why? Because if you're trying to get someone involved in something, and you're like, hey dude, I want you to get involved in this thing, I don't really know if it'll work. Who's going to join you? No one. Alright? So you got to have that belief level through the roof, and how do you get that? Well, that comes from educating yourself. That comes from reading books. Neil's going to touch on personal development in a little bit. But that comes from, reading Business of the 21st Century. That, for me, guys, that got my belief level absolutely through the roof. Why? Because that's a billionaire who never made any money in network marketing telling you that this is the industry to be in the 21st century. He's telling you exactly what to do. He's a billionaire. I'm probably going to listen to him. He outlined the entire industry. He outlined exactly what to do. And he explained, really why this is working so well. All right, so that got my belief level absolutely through the roof. And what also, gets your belief level up, I think, is seeing things happen. All right, I watched my mentor, Anthony, go from $2,000 a week. I think when we first started talking, you were executive. All right, $2,000 a week to now about $6,000, $7,000 a week. Seeing that stuff happen, that gets your belief level through the roof, right? I'm sure yours was raised when you saw Brad go from $10,000 a week to $50,000 a week. All right, I probably would believe in it a little bit more. All right, and stuff like this, does this raise you guys' belief level?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you know what else raised my belief level? When Anthony flew me out to San Diego and I spent 6 days, living and kind of being around Luke Kish, Bryce Maydick, Brad Altazzi, being around these people, surround yourself with these people, and your belief level is going to go through the roof. All right, so I believe, honestly, with the close, the belief level is absolutely the most important thing. You have to have, and you have to speak with 100% conviction. All right, because if there's any doubt in your tone, in your body language, in anything at all, no one's getting involved with you. All right, so you have to have that 100% conviction. Now, I'm going to go into actually how we're going to close. I honestly believe in the first 24 hours we should close someone. All right, because, it really, Larry touched on it a little bit. In the first 10 minutes we should answer their questions and stuff like that. But then we let them, kind of leave the event. And then the first 24 hours we close them. No one should be thinking about this for more than 24 hours. Dude, there's nothing to think about. All right, all the credibility is there. You can go look it up, affirm our facts, then it's are you in or are you out? Are you in, do you want to make money, or are you out, do you want to watch this thing happen? All right, so if you're in, we're going to establish that sense of urgency, which is the first thing I want to talk about. You've got to have that sense of urgency. So what I say to people is, dude, if you're in, let's get you trained, let's get you invited correctly to tomorrow's event, let's get you to start making money. All right, so establish that sense of urgency. People get on board for 2 reasons. Fear of missing out or chance to gain. All right, I'm going to touch on fear of missing out really quick with Anthony Petta's story, which is cracking me up every time. So, Anthony, actually, he was a bad friend. Patrick Homer approached him about this business, and for 2 weeks, he didn't get involved. For 2 weeks, he went around to all his friends and told his friends to not listen to Patrick, told them that this was a scam, and all that stuff. All right, now, in those 2 weeks, 39 people were added to his business, to Patrick's business. Now, then Anthony got involved. Now, those 38 of those people have quit. The one person that's left, his name's Adam Lennox. You guys all know who that is, right? Yeah. So, long story short, if Anthony had gotten involved 2 weeks before he did, he would be making 80 grand a month rather than 25. It's a big difference. All right? So he's got to live with that every day. So, establish that sense of urgency. Establish the fact that this is happening with or without anyone. This is happening no matter what. Alright, so that's what I say to people, and I speak with such conviction that literally, just like Brad said, people want to hold on to my shirt. People want to just hold on and have me bring them with me. Alright, so you've got to speak with that conviction, and people are going to get on board with you. Really, we want to Larry touched on it a little bit. We want to have rebuttals to people's excuses. All right, you have to understand, this is something different. This is something that's never been done. So obviously, people are resistant to change, right? So what do we do when people say, I don't have the time or I don't have the money? Well, we got to have rebuttals for that, right? So I don't have the time. Oh, by the way, both are bullshit. I don't have the time, dude. How much time are you spending on Facebook? How much time are you spending doing things that are getting you nowhere? Partying, drinking, playing Xbox, all that stuff. All right, so everyone has the time. If you spend 10 minutes a day on Facebook, you have the time to do this. All right, now you have to understand, too, that this is a vehicle that can give you more time in the future. I don't care if you work 70 hours a week. Actually, my first person I enrolled, he actually works about 50 hours a week, give or take. All right, he's at Diamond. All right? So, this is a vehicle that's going to give you more time in the long run. I promise you guys that if you take this seriously, I don't care how much time you have right now, you can put an hour a day into this. If you take it seriously for 4 months, you're going to be able to quit that job pretty quickly, even sooner than that. All right, so you're going to have more time in the long run. Now, the second thing, I don't have the money. That's a joke. Everyone has money. Dude, I sold my guitar to get on a builder pack. You can sell your Xbox. You can sell things that you don't necessarily need because they're not getting you anywhere. All right, also, we're all spending money on products that are getting us nowhere. We're spending money on beer every weekend, alcohol, weed, all that stuff. All right, it's not getting us anywhere, so stop spending money on that stuff. Change your lifestyle for a little bit, and you're going to be able to have the money. Not to mention, if you're not getting on a builder pack, this literally is a transfer of dollars. Dude, I was spending money on a coffee every single morning. I was buying a Red Bull at around 2 o'clock. And then I was buying Chasers at night. Dude, that's well over $150 every month. Absolutely. So it literally is a transfer of dollars. Unless you get on a builder pack, dude, everyone can find the money. There's a girl in my business named Zoe, who I said to her, if she finds a way to get out to San Diego for the leadership convention, she has a place to stay with Anthony, stuff like that.